this is from a fan base's experience. Now, I had a difficult time with the middle. I didn't have a tough time with the 1 and the 7.
The middle is kind of
bungled
up.
It can fluctuate here, but this is what I think the fans of these 7 Canadian teams are thinking in terms of the fun meter.
I know 1, 2, and 7.
Okay. I think you might be surprised.
Really?
Number 7 is Vancouver.
Okay.
On an island.
But
right?
I'm telling you, I feel like I know 1 and 2 like a lock.
Okay. All right.
What is the X? Let's get into number 7 first. You just think that Vancouver fans are like...
I think they're miserable.
Yeah.
And I think they should be miserable. I think this team has failed their fans this year. I think the whole thing has been a circus. Miller, Pettersson, now Pettersson's hurt. Demko's injured all the time. They don't score goals. They've actually had this carrot has been in front of them. Just go and play pretty well and get in. You can still make
the
it.
Playoffs.
And now they're fading. And they're fading and they're losing and St. Louis is taking off. And I just think it's a miserable existence.
That's fair.
Vancouver at 7. I mean, you guys can challenge me if you got someone else.
I won't challenge you at 7 because I've got a dear friend that lives in Vancouver. He's fed up.
Yeah,
he says they need to blow. They need to blow it up. They should have blown it up years ago.
Imagine that talk. They were going to take down the Oilers last year, and a year later they're like, blow this up.
But I mean, different cast of characters. Maybe they overachieved last year, but it just didn't.
Who knows?
Seem like
but I bet you, I've said it 5 times. They didn't think they were going to end up here saying, let's blow this up.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Exactly.
Number 6.
All right. I juggled 5 and 6 back and forth. I have the Leafs at 6.
Nah, come on.
Yeah, I got the Maple Leafs at 6. Again, as of today, the Nashville game, it's right there. Leaf fans are begging this team to step up and grab something.
Right.
A bull by the horns and say, we are the real deal. We're taking this division. And Matthews hasn't had a great year. There's been ups and downs. Who's going to play on the 3rd line, 4th line, who's in net. There's just, and it's also, there's this nervous energy as you get closer to the playoffs that is not fun for Leaf fans.
No.
Like, it's not fun. You look forward to it. You want it to change, but there's anxiety in the air. There always is when you get inside 12 games, which is where we're at.
Okay,
because this is where hearts break in the past. Leafs at 6, no doubt.
No, it's.
Who do you have? Challenge me? Who else would you put there?
I mean,
I'll tell you who I have at 5. I had Oilers at 5.
I was going to say Edmonton with the injuries to McDavid.
Exactly.
And
but
Draisaitl.
then you see Nuge, hat trick. They win without them.
I get it. I
think there could be a silver lining to those two guys being out. Everyone else
so
has
you
to
need
be
to
propped
mention
up.
that this is literally on a 24-hour basis where a win could.
That's exactly, buddy.
Well,
that's
who else
it
would
is.
be there, though?
No, I
got Leafs at 6, Oilers at 5.
And you probably have Calgary at 4. But
you would have to think. I'm only going to challenge you on the idea that there are some teams that are not even solidified for a spot to complete in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And you're saying that you think people in Calgary and Montreal and even Ottawa are so much more happy than the Leaf fans who are 2 points out of a division title?
That's what I'm telling you.
That's where I'll challenge you.
But he's saying happiness meter, and he laid out his. You're right. I think you could flip flop 5 or 6 depending on where you're at. But 6 because of the Nashville loss. And I think what it is you win 3 in a row, but there's still the San Jose. There's some stuff kicking around. But it's more the bigger picture, the anxiety that's coming in. And the expectation level, like those other fan bases that he's going to lay out, they're expected, like they're playing meaningful hockey, so people are excited.
There's more house money. The Leafs are supposed to be in the playoffs. Right. They are. Same thing with Edmonton. That's why I could put Edmonton there because they've had ups and downs, and but they're starting to get healthy outside of their 2 big dogs.
Right. Did you see Kane flying around today?
Yes, and he's starting to go, and they're starting to win. And again, their time has come the playoffs, and the Leafs' time come the playoffs as well.
Right.
That's a part of this list. Is Leaf fans are like, all right, let's get going here. Let's get to the playoffs. So Leafs fans at 6. Oilers at 5, Flames at 4.
Yeah.
Now, they
swept New York.
They're rolling through New York, and they're staying in it. But again, St. Louis now won't lose.
Yeah.
So they're still a few points out. I thought of putting Calgary even higher than this, but I don't know if they're going to keep up. But if you're a Flames fan at this point, unless you wanted them to tank, which maybe that had to be baked into this conversation, but that ship sailed months ago.
This is house money they're playing with.
Yeah, they might get in. It's amazing what's going on.
There's a chance to get in. They swept New York. And to me, I agree. I think they should be at 4 because the teams above them at 3, 2, 1, the fan bases have more, they've got something more to be excited.
You got the Sens fans at 1, don't you?
No.
Well, who do you think I have at 3?
I think you have Ottawa at 3.
You think I have Ottawa. Who do you think I have at 3?
I think you have Ottawa at 1, so whoever that's left over.
I have Ottawa at 3.
Of course you do.
I have Ottawa at 3.
You have Winnipeg at 2, and you have Montreal at 1.
That's precisely my list. That is my list. Now, Ottawa, because, again, it's great, but now they banked points, and they were right there,
Right.
and now it's like they're happy, but they
finish
have
the
to
job
make
to
it.
get in. You have
Exactly.
to
And this
finish
year,
the
they were
job.
supposed to make the playoffs. You have that opportunity. It's right there in front of you. Ottawa at 3. I have Winnipeg at 2 just because it's been consistently great all year.
Right.
And they're going to win the West, and they get to play a wild card team. Now, St. Louis is coming on. That may not be as easy as we thought it was going to be. If it's them. Maybe it's Vancouver, maybe it's Calgary, maybe it's Utah.
Right.
But I think Winnipeg has just been up here the whole year,
Right.
and it's been a blast, and everything's going their way. And the Habs fans, I'm sorry, is a clear-cut number 1.
Yeah.
This is the definition of house money. They're scoring goals. They're making comebacks. Outside of your team winning a championship, I think this is the most fun fan experience in sports when your team comes out of nowhere conceivably
Right.
and wins games, and every game matters so much for the Habs.
Right.
That's fun if you're a fan. You're realistic. They're not winning a Stanley Cup. They're probably not going to win a round if they get in. But the idea that they're playing for something when you didn't expect that 6 months ago, and they haven't done this in years, Habs fans at number 1.
I knew. That's why Montreal.
There's the list.
I knew Montreal won.
That's just a
and
flawless
Winnipeg is-
list.
It's irrational. We got a guest on the line.
Top to bottom, you can't beat that list. Noodles, you concur with that
Well,
list.
I called
the
it.
other guy has no idea
I
what he's
called
talking
it
about.
because
Accurate.
I just felt like you're talking about fans, not organizations.
Fans.
Because organizations have different expectations.
Okay.
I honestly, I concur with the list. I think there is some jockeying, Edmonton, Toronto, all of that. But clear cut, Vancouver at 7.
Vancouver at 7, Habs at 1.